Just a few words to begin about the situation in Iran. I don't think Israel, frankly, had any choice as Iran moves closer and closer to nuclear weapon capability, and as Iran clearly states, they want to wipe Israel and its people off the face of the map. I don't think they had any choice at all. I am pleased that the Americans have intervened. Generally, I'm against military interventions. I was vehemently opposed to what happened in Libya. I was strongly opposed to what happened in Iraq 20 years ago. And I've always thought that going for regime change was a really very dangerous policy, because you don't know what is going to follow. In this case, this Iranian regime, brutal, evil, they've been there for 4 decades, and I still find it actually quite difficult to believe that Obama, the European Union, and of course the ever-reliable British Foreign Office got all of this completely and utterly wrong with the JCPOA agreement just over a decade ago, which just simply allowed tens of billions of dollars to be freed up for the Iranians, which they've used to fund the Houthis, Hamas, Hezbollah, and anybody else that intends to cause grief. So I hope and believe that the American reports are right and that Iran no longer has nuclear capability, and we'll see what comes after that. Perhaps the only surprise is the only person in the country who didn't seem to know the Americans were about to do something was the British Prime Minister himself, who appears to be totally dumbfounded by the whole thing, and says there should be de-escalation, whilst in the next sentence saying Iran should not have nuclear capability. We'll look forward to the Prime Minister explaining to the House of Commons this afternoon exactly what the British position is. Over the course of the last few years, a political narrative that has got stronger and stronger is tax the rich. Is it fair that people earn these vast sums of money? Surely we should tax them more. And you might have thought, traditionally, this would be a policy that would come from the Labour Party, but not a bit of it. Not a bit of it. In 14 years in power, under the Conservatives, we saw taxes go up, we saw thresholds frozen, we saw significant changes to non-dom tax rules. Indeed, there was something like 150,000 people with non-dom tax status 10 years ago. That number today probably, we don't know officially yet, but probably nearer now to 60,000 and 70,000, and falling very, very quickly. The counter-arguments that the top 1% of taxpayers pay 30% of a tax take appear not to have made any difference. And that narrative in politics and in the media, a sort of anti-success, anti-money narrative that we've now been living with for a few years, apart, of course, from Premier League footballers. And if they earn £300,000 a week, that's absolutely fine. But there is some justification in anger in our country, some justification that since 2008, the rich have got richer, and those at the lower end of the scale are simply no better off. And it all goes back to the bailouts, it all goes back to the failures of the banking system in 2008, when effectively it was the little man and woman that bailed out the big banks. And ever since then, through a policy of quantitative easing, what we've seen is a massive push in the value of assets. So if you've owned property